уже заживает.
Why would such a tiny, gentle creature have to fight so hard just to survive? That question lingered in my mind the first time I saw Naomi, a small black kitten lying helpless on the side of a busy street, her bright eyes dimmed with pain. At first glance, she looked like she was simply resting. But then I saw the truth. Her two back legs were badly injured. Her tail twisted unnaturally, and every movement made her flinch. We don't know exactly what happened that day. Perhaps it was a speeding car. Perhaps a cruel twist of fate. But we knew one thing. If she stayed there any longer, Naomi wouldn't make it through the night. We scooped her up gently, feeling how fragile she was in our hands. At the veterinary clinic, the reality was heartbreaking. One of her back legs was beyond saving, as was a part of her tail. The damage was too severe. The other back leg had deep wounds that reached all the way to the bone. She needed emergency surgery, not just to remove the damaged limb and part of her tail, but also to treat the leg that might still be saved. The next hours were a blur of x-rays, blood tests, and the quiet, focused work of the veterinary team. The results were mixed. Her blood work was stable, a good sign, but the infectious disease panel showed something dangerous. Naomi was positive for Panleukopenia, a highly contagious and often deadly virus in cats. This changed everything. She was now fighting two battles at once, recovering from traumatic injuries while her tiny body fought a deadly virus. The vet team wasted no time. Naomi received an emergency vaccination and treatment plan for the virus. She was placed in isolation for her safety and for others, but every time someone entered her little space, she would lift her head and give the tiniest meow, a sound that felt like a plea for connection. The first week was critical. Some days she seemed stronger, sitting up to watch what was happening around her. Other days she was quiet, sleeping for hours at a time, her body working hard to heal. Her surgical wounds were especially challenging. The leg with exposed bone bled easily, and the healing process was slow and delicate. The bandages had to be changed often, and each time Naomi would endure the discomfort with surprising patience, as if she understood that we were trying to help. Days turned into weeks, and slowly Naomi began to surprise us. She started eating more, showing interest in toys, and even playfully batting at the vet's hand while her bandages were changed. Her spirit was coming back, and with it, her personality began to shine. Naomi's foster home was a lively place, filled with other cats and even dogs. We worried at first. Would she feel intimidated? But within a week, Naomi had not only adjusted, she had become the tiny queen of the house. Her confidence was unmatched. She would walk right up to the dogs, touch noses, and then stroll away as if to say, "I approve." With the other cats, she quickly established herself as the boss. Not aggressively, but with a quiet authority that made everyone respect her. And she was curious, endlessly curious. The sound of the washing machine fascinated her, and she would sit for long minutes just watching the water swish inside. She had a strange love for meditating by staring at a water bowl, as if it held the secrets of the universe. When she wanted to go outside, she had no hesitation in letting her humans know, loudly. But perhaps the most touching thing about Naomi was how affectionate she was. For a kitten who had gone through so much pain, she still trusted people deeply. She loved curling up in someone's arms, pressing her head under their chin, and purring so loudly you could feel the vibration. At night, she would often fall asleep in a warm lap, her breathing soft and peaceful. Her injuries were healing, but there was still one challenge. The stump of her amputated leg was causing problems. Naomi, being so active, would use it to move around, which sometimes reopened the wound and caused pain. The solution was clear. She would need a custom-made prosthetic leg in the future, something that could give her the mobility she deserved without risking further injury. For now, Naomi is happy, playful, and loved. She still has her bandages changed regularly, but she's never without company. Whether it's a dog lying beside her, another cat watching her curiously, or her foster human gently brushing her fur. Naomi's story is a reminder that animals are not defined by their injuries or illnesses. She doesn't see herself as broken. She doesn't dwell on what she's lost. She wakes up each day ready to explore, to play, and to love, as if every moment is a gift. Soon, Naomi will be ready for adoption. She's looking for a family who can understand her special needs, who will care for her after her prosthetic surgery, and who will give her the same love she so freely gives. If you've been touched by Naomi's journey, from a broken little street kitten to a confident, affectionate, and spirited survivor, please share her story. You never know who might see it and decide that they are the family she's been waiting for. And if you're watching this right now, take a moment to appreciate the resilience of animals like Naomi.
Наоми, ты аристократ? Скажи, кто бы говорил? Да, Наоми? Что? Все в ожидании чего-то? Хватает, да? Приходится вот лапками кушать, а так скажи, вообще, как-то из миски я буду есть. Нет, я не такая. Нет, ты не такая, малышка, нет, конечно. Ты у нас будущая королева. Да, вот так. Да, молодец. Умничка. Вот так Наоми завтракает. Всем хорошего дня.
They teach us that healing is not just about the body, it's about the heart, the trust, and the will to live. Naomi has all of that in abundance. Whoever opens their heart to her will not just be saving a cat, they'll be gaining a friend who will love them for life.